Over the weekend, Sri Lanka went to the polls and the people have spoken. This election has led to the resurgence of one of the most powerful political families in Sri Lanka, and it's a shift that directly affects India. We'll come to that in a bit, but first let's tell you about the results. Gotabaya Rajapaksa has won this election and he has taken oath as the new president of Sri Lanka. And this marks the return of the Rajapaksas, the family that is credited for ending Sri Lanka's long civil war. Gotabaya is the brother of Mahinda Rajapaksa, a former president himself. He was the defense chief a decade ago. He led the Lankan war against the LTT. That victory gave Gotabaya Rajapaksa the title of a war hero. But he remains a divisive figure. Not everyone sees him as a hero. Many accuse him of war crimes, torture and killing of civilians. But the Rajapaksas have also an unmatched record on maintaining national security. The Easter attacks in April this year triggered a wave of support for them. The coordinated suicide bombings killed hundreds and exposed Sri Lanka's security loopholes. And Gotabaya Rajapaksa used that as a plank to launch his bid for presidency. It worked. Today he has taken oath and he has vowed to run a professional government.
The government should always set an example to the society. Professionalism and efficiency should be the cornerstone of government administration. Meritocracy and technocracy should be promoted at all times. Corruption will never be tolerated under my administration.
So the electoral battle has been won. Now the work begins. The challenges are multiple, we can tell you. Peace in Sri Lanka is fragile. The economy is in a tailspin. The president has his task cut out. The margin of victory shows the expectations of the Sri Lankan people. Rajapaksa defeated Sajith Premadasa of the UNP by 13 lakh votes. This was supposed to be a close election. Such a big defeat was unexpected. Several ministers of the ruling coalition have resigned after the results came out. There's talk of a possible snap poll. Rajapaksa's party says that the government has no moral authority to continue in power. To declare a snap poll, the parliament must pass a resolution with two-thirds support. And given the crisis in the government, this is quite possible. Else the president can dismiss parliament and order fresh elections after February. The current prime minister's term, we can tell you, expires in August next year. So they have time. Technically, he cannot be removed, but Ranil Wickremesinghe, the Prime Minister, is under a lot of pressure and people want him out. Speculation is rife that the President might propel his brother to power. He could appoint Mahinda Rajapaksa as Prime Minister soon. The new President has in fact issued a statement, and let me quote from that. "It is time for this land to demand your services again," he speaks of his brother. "May you join us in fulfilling people's demands." We must understand that Mahinda Rajapaksa cannot become the president of Sri Lanka. The constitution allows only 2 terms and he's already exhausted that limit. But as prime minister, he can play a major role in the government and that's what he's eyeing. What does all of this then mean for India? Strategic recalibration. The Rajapaksas have always been close to China. When Mahinda Rajapaksa was president, he opened the doors to Beijing. The Hambantota port is his doing. It's on lease to China for 99 years now. That's the Rajapaksa model. They allowed the flow of Chinese money. The Sri Lankan economy grew, but it was also going deeper in debt all this while. And this was one of the reasons why Rajapaksa lost the prime ministerial election in 2015. What will his brother do now is the question. He has exchanged pleasantries with Prime Minister Modi, on Twitter at least. He has spoken about reinstating the relationship with China, and he also says that he will keep Colombo's foreign policy neutral.
We will have our fullest commitment to achieve the sustainable development goals of United Nations.